My loving audience take my love and subscribes my channel. And dive B&B stories. Is Electra Forrester really the one who is going to bring down her family's legacy, or did she just give someone with nothing left to lose a powerful weapon? Take a moment to really think about that, because what's happening at Forrester Creations right now is not just a simple disagreement, but it's a full breakdown of a dynasty that has forgotten how to treat the people who keep the company running. Today, we're going deep into the wreckage of what might be one of the most disgraceful self-inflicted disasters in the history of fashion soaps. Honestly, the question everyone is asking is pretty straightforward. Did Electra's huge ego destroy the future of Forrester in one night? Or has Melissa Dillon been playing a much longer game than anyone realized? Let's look at the facts, because the tension at Forrester has gone beyond just gossip and is now turning into actual conflict. To truly understand how bad this is, we need to talk about that slap. Electra Forrester didn't just slap Dillon, she essentially lit a fuse on a bomb that is right under the company's foundation. The strange part is that Electra acts like she is some kind of high and mighty queen because of her last name, but we all know that doesn't work in the real world. She thinks she can just use the Forrester card whenever she feels slighted and make people disappear. But here's the thing she doesn't see. Dillon isn't just an ordinary employee, she's a survivor who has lived out of her car and has faced death. When you try to intimidate someone who has already been through hell, you're not showing them how powerful you are, you're just showing them where to strike back. I want to talk about the psychology behind Electra's behavior, because it is truly fascinating in the worst way. She stands in the design office shouting that she is Electra Forrester and telling Dillon that if she wants it, Dillon is gone. But why is she so loud about it? Well, looking at the family tree, it makes a lot of sense. Electra isn't exactly fashion royalty by blood. It's more of a distant cousin connection to me that screams insecurity. She feels the need to shout her name because deep down, she knows her status is far less secure than someone like Steffi or Ridge. She is overcompensating for the fact that she doesn't have real executive power. She's basically throwing a corporate tantrum because she can't handle her emotions. What is she really feeling inside? I think she's absolutely terrified of being replaced. She didn't just lose Will Spencer. She lost her sense of being in control of her world. Her Will was more like a trophy or property than a person with his own feelings. Seeing him move toward Dillon feels like someone is stealing her toys, and she's lashing out like a toddler with a famous last name. But don't you think it's a bit ridiculous to threaten someone's job because your ex is moving on? I honestly can't stand when characters use their professional power to settle personal issues. It's not boss behavior. It's just mean-spirited and desperate. Now let's look at Melissa Dillon, because this girl has gone through a complete transformation in front of our eyes. Have you noticed the change? The new look, the confidence. She is not the same person who was hiding in the shadows a few months ago. That slap from Electra was the final straw. Dillon finally realized that the friendship they had was never mutual. It was always a master-servant relationship where Dillon was expected to follow the rules while Electra did what she wanted. By standing up for her feelings for Will, Dillon is finally claiming her own space. She's tired of being the homeless girl who has to be grateful for scraps from the Forrester table. I believe Dillon is experiencing a strong mix of relief and dangerous anger. She had been acting as a loyal friend for a long time, even stepping aside when she really wanted Will for herself. But now, after being physically attacked and threatened at work, that sense of guilt is gone. She's in survival mode. And we've seen what she's capable of when she feels cornered. Let's remember, this is the same woman who accidentally caused Luna Nozawa's death with her card. She's already carrying a lot of trauma, and Electra trying to terrorize her is just pushing her closer to her breaking point. Honestly, I'm actually supporting Dillon's defiance here. The Forresters treat everyone like secondary characters in their own story, and it's time someone reminded them that even background characters can write their own endings. This brings us to the big secret that could really cause a lot of damage. R.J. Forrester has a plan to save the company by launching a new product line aimed at younger people, and he wants Electra to be the face of it. They want to replace the previous Hope for the Future line because Hope Logan left and joined the competition at Logan. The Forresters are keeping this a complete secret because they want to surprise their enemies and show they still have the magic touch. But isn't it incredibly foolish to have your secret weapon be someone who's currently bullying the people who know all the details? There's a real sense of panic at the top of Forrester Creations right now. Ridge and Steffi are losing their long-term clients who are leaving to join Logan. They are losing people left and right, and their sales figures are looking bad. This new youth line isn't just a fun project, it's a lifeline for a company that's in trouble. However, the Forresters have a big blind spot. They think their family is untouchable. They can't imagine that someone like Dylan would actually hit them where it hurts, their bank account. It's a classic case of ego-driven sabotage. If Dylan reveals this plan to the Logans, it's over for the Forresters. Think about it. Dylan is currently working at the company on borrowed time and she knows it. She knows Electra is coming for her job, so why wouldn't she take that information to Will Spencer and his mother, Katie Logan? Dylan wants to prove she's loyal to the Spencers, especially because Katie currently sees her as just a gold digger. Leaking a corporate secret would be like Dylan's initiation rite into House of Logan. She's not just sharing information, she's applying for a new life where she isn't constantly underestimated. Then there's Will Spencer. Poor Will is caught in a cycle of guilt for things that aren't even his fault. He's been conditioned by Electra's constant whining and playing the victim to think he's always the bad guy. He's emotionally exhausted, which makes him the perfect person for Dylan to talk to. If Dylan tells him the details of the youth line, it's a gift-wrapped weapon for the Spencers and Logans to use. They could launch their own competing line and get ahead of Forrester, just like they've done before. Can you imagine the look on Ridge's face when he realizes his secret launch was ruined because his niece couldn't keep her hands to herself? Meanwhile, all this drama with Electra and Dylan is happening, while the actual leaders of the company are completely falling apart. Steffi Forrester just woke up naked in the office after a night of drinking and crying. This is such a mess. Both of them are dealing with major heartbreaks. Steffi's marriage to Finn is falling apart because of Sheila, and Carter's partner Daphne just left him. They are basically drowning in matching heartbreaks and making very bad decisions along the way. I find it very hypocritical that the Forresters demand loyalty from people like Dylan, while their own CEO is breaking her marriage vows on the floor of the executive office. Steffi is stuck in guilt, but she's also very self-righteous. She is using all her energy to criticize Finn, so she doesn't have to deal with what she did with Carter. The entire company is like a house of cards right now. The youth line is the only thing that might keep it from falling apart, but the people in charge are too caught up in their own problems to notice that the base is rotting. Everything is moving toward a big explosion on Wednesday. Dylan and Electra are going to have this fierce face-off, where Electra basically tells Dylan she's not worth anything. But I don't think Dylan will wait to be fired. I think she'll act first. She'll take that business plan and go straight to the Logans. And honestly, why wouldn't she? The Forresters have made it clear she isn't part of the family, so she'll look for a new one that actually values her. I'm predicting a total collapse for Forrester Creations. If Logan gets that information, they can plan and launch their own youth line first. They can make Dylan the face of their brand. Think about the irony of that. The girl Electra tried to kick out of the company becomes the face of the rival brand that finally puts Forrester out of business. Ridge and Steffi are going to lose their minds. They'll realize they lost everything because they couldn't control a personal grudge. It's the ultimate. Karma is a mirror moment for the Forrester family. Tell me more about Steffi and Carter. Have you ever stared at a character in a story and wondered what they could possibly be thinking? That's exactly how I felt when I realized Steffi Forrester woke up on the floor of her own executive office, completely naked. And she wasn't alone, was she? Carter Walton was right there with her. This wasn't a romantic evening with soft lighting and music. It was what the spoilers are calling a drunken cry fest. Can you imagine the shock of opening your eyes in the place where you run a global fashion empire and realizing you've just ruined your entire life with the lead counsel? It's a complete disaster. But was it just a mistake caused by too much tequila? Or was there something deeper going on? Was Steffi trying to destroy her marriage before Sheila Carter could do it for her? We really need to talk about this because the consequences are going to be something we've never seen at Forrester Creations before. Let's look at how we got here because the context makes this situation even worse. Steffi was in Monaco, acting as if she was the moral authority of the world. She threw her wedding ring at Finn because he didn't tell her Sheila was following them. She told him their marriage was over because she couldn't trust him to protect her. Then she flew home and did something that's even more untrustworthy than anything Finn has ever done. The hypocrisy is absolutely shocking, don't you think? She expects perfection from her husband, yet she wakes up naked with his friend. It makes you wonder if Steffi is still the hero of this story, or if she has now become the villain of her own marriage. And then there's Carter Walton. Is there anyone on this show with worse luck in love than him? Honestly, the Carter love curse is real. He has been left at the altar, cheated on, and had his heart broken so many times that it's hard to watch. He just lost Daphne Rose, who left for Paris because she couldn't handle their infertility struggles anymore. So here we have two people who are both broken and in emotional pain. They weren't looking for a relationship. They were just two people drowning, grabbing onto each other just to avoid being alone. But does being sad give you an excuse to betray everyone who trusts you? I don't think so. I strongly disagree with the idea that they were just comforting each other. They were being reckless with their lives and their careers. Let's consider the psychology of this situation. Steffi always needs to be in control, but Sheila Carter is the one thing she can't control. To be why sleeping with Carter, she's essentially exercising the only power she has left, the power to destroy her own happiness before someone else takes it away. It's a classic example of self-sabotage. If she ends her marriage on her own terms, then Sheila can't take Finn away from her. It's a messed up way of thinking, but for someone with as much trauma as Steffi, it makes weird sense. She's building a wall of guilt so high that she won't have to feel the fear of Sheila anymore. But at what cost? She's losing the one man who truly loves her more than anything else. The funny thing is, while all this drama was happening on the office floor, the real business of Forrester Creations was falling apart. Ridge had just told Steffi that the latest sales reports were ugly. They are losing major long-term clients to House of Logan left and right. Everyone wants to be at Logan these days, and Forrester is struggling to keep up. You would think the CEO would be working on a game-changing business plan, wouldn't you? She is instead getting drunk and making decisions that will change her life forever. This really highlights how disconnected the Forresters have become. They are so consumed by their personal conflicts and their obsession with the Forrester card that they're not even paying attention to what's happening at the front door. Now, Finn has returned and is acting very submissive. He is admitting to his mistake and asking for another opportunity. That he feels really bad because he didn't show proper respect to Steffi through his actions in Monaco. However, he doesn't realize that while he's feeling guilty about a secret conversation, his wife hasn't been faithful in the most direct way possible. How can she even look him in the eye now? The spoilers say she's trying to ignore everything and fixate on Finn's mistakes instead of her own. That's a really clever way to manipulate the situation. She is using his guilt to cover up her own scandal. Do you think that's a fair way to handle a marriage? Or is she just postponing a big confrontation? There is also a lot of hype around an impossible lie that Steffi and Carter might try to tell. People are guessing that they might deceive the whole family to protect this secret forever. Some ideas include fake pregnancies or even giving a baby to Daphne to hide the truth. It sounds like the craziest twist ever. But on this show, anything can happen. If they actually try to pull off something like that, the drama would reach a new level. But could they keep such a big secret when people like Sheila Carter are around? Sheila is like a detective for secrets in the Forrester family. If she finds out that Steffi slept with Carter, she would use that to ruin Steffi's life. Honestly, would she be wrong to do that? We should also consider Carter's position in all of this. He is more than just a friend to Steffi. He is the lead counsel for the company. He has a legal and moral responsibility to the Forresters. By taking advantage of the CEO during a marital crisis, he has compromised everything. How can he give unbiased advice to Ridge or Eric now? He has basically given everyone a reason to sue the company. It's a major mistake in judgment. I truly believe Carter needs to step back and think about why he keeps choosing these impossible situations. He's always the rebound guy, and it never ends well for him. Why does he keep doing this to himself? Does he feel like he doesn't deserve a real, lasting relationship? The tension is really building up for the Wednesday episode, as that's when many of these secrets are about to come to light. Steffi is spinning out and squirming because she can't deal with what she's done. She is trying to decide whether to keep the truth hidden forever or try to save her marriage. But secrets have a way of coming out at the worst possible time. And with Dylan and Electra having their own intense disagreement in the building at the same time, the whole place is like a powder keg. It's like the entire Forrester empire is relying on one secret, and that secret is about to explode. What do you think will happen when Finn finally finds out? He will find out he is a good person, but everyone has a limit. If he finds out that Steffi was judging him for Sheila while she was in bed with Carter, he might walk away for good, and would you blame him? He has tried so hard to be the perfect husband, even with the impossible situation of his birth mother. But Steffi has shown that she doesn't respect him or their vows as much as she claims. Do you think Shin can survive a betrayal this big? Or is this the end of an era? I am also very interested in how this situation will impact the business side of things. If Logan discovers that the Forrester leadership is in such disarray, they will not hesitate to take action. They are already in a strong position in the fashion industry. If they can reveal the CEO's affair, it could be the final blow to Forrester Creations. It almost seems like Steffi and Carter are giving control of the company to Brooke and Katie. The amusing part is that they are doing this to themselves and no one is undermining them from the outside. They are causing all the trouble from within. Let's discuss the SAX music alert, mentioned by the spoilers. This is a classic soap opera device, but it feels more intense this time because of the high stakes. This isn't just a casual affair. It has the potential to change lives forever. Every time Steffi hears that music or sees Carter in the hallway, she will be reminded of her own failure. Carter, on the other hand, will have to live with the guilt of betraying a friend. This is a significant emotional burden. Do you think they can genuinely look each other in the eye and pretend nothing happened? Or will the chemistry between them be too obvious for others to ignore? I genuinely believe we are witnessing the complete downfall of the Forrester dynasty. With financial issues, leadership scandals, and internal conflicts, there isn't much left to hold the family together. Steffi has always been the one who kept things stable, but now she is the one tearing it apart. It's a tragic downfall. I wonder if Eric will have to come out of retirement just to prevent further damage, but even he might not be able to fix this level of chaos. So, I have to ask you, does Electra truly have the right to act as the boss of Forrester Creations? Or is she just acting out of desperation because she isn't part of the main bloodline? And let's be honest, should Dylan reveal that secret to the Logans as a way to get back at Electra? Or does that make her just as guilty as the people she's opposing? I would love to hear your opinions in the comments because this is getting more complicated by the day. If you want to continue following this slow-moving disaster and see if Dylan actually gets the ultimate revenge, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video and leave a comment with your thoughts on this week's episodes. Are you Team Electra or Team Dylan? Let us know. Thanks for watching today and we'll see you in the next deep dive into the complete chaos of the bold and the beautiful.